FNAF World, the RPG made by Scott Cawthon back in 2016 that was way too overhated in my opinion. In FNAF World, there are these things you can buy and find in the world that help you in battle. These are Chips and Bytes. Chips and Bytes offer a variety of effects in battle, from dealing extra damage, healing you, and helping new characters to be found, and much more. They are usually secondary to the attacks from your party, however. This means they don't deal much damage compared to them, so I decided to push my limits with this game and answer the question, can you beat FNAF World only using Chips and Bytes? Keep in mind that for this challenge I am using a version of FNAF World that adds quality of life improvements such as enemy health bars. The overall experience, however, is the same as the vanilla game. The rules I will be following for this challenge are as follows. Rule 1. No using the moves my characters know. This is self-explanatory. The only damage I am allowed to deal is to my Chips and Bytes. If the Chips and Bytes can provide any other effect, they are also fair game. Rule 2. No update 2 characters. I will not allow myself to get the update 2 characters and use them, as you can get them at the start of the game, and despite not being able to use their moves, they have much greater health than the starter characters, and invalidates a lot of the beginning of the challenge. Rule 3. The challenge must be done in hard mode. This is because hard mode has the Scott Cawthon final boss, while normal mode does not. Rule 4. No use of the Reapers against bosses. Reapers have a 1 in 2,000 chance to kill bosses, so I don't want to have the challenge become a challenge of RNG rather than strategy. With these 4 rules, will I be able to conquer this challenge? Well, you'll have to watch to find out. As we begin the challenge, we already face a roadblock. I can't deal damage to any enemies. This is because we don't start off with any chips or bytes. All the chips available to me at this point that don't require fighting don't deal damage themselves. All the bytes in the game require money to buy, and the main way to earn money is through battles. So have I already failed this challenge before I began? Thankfully not. Chests randomly spawn in the overworld with either 10 Faz coins or 50 Faz coins. This allows me to make money to pay DD to use her fishing hole and fish the pearl out for 100 Faz coins. With that, I'm able to buy my first byte, the Neon Wasp, which can deal damage for me. This means we can finally deal with battles, but if we actually want to stand a chance, we need the other 2 B bytes for maximum damage at this point in the game. So we take another trip to DD's fishing hole and get the pearl for another 100 Faz tokens and buy the other 2 B bytes. While on my way to challenge Auto Chipper, I encountered Balloon Boy and unlocked him and put him on my team. Now you may be wondering why I did that, since all the characters in this challenge are basically food for the enemies, and that's because BB has more health than the others currently and can level up quicker than them. This means that they can take more damage and allow our bytes to attack longer, so swapping out our characters is still helpful for this challenge. Thankfully, all 3 B bytes together were easily able to take Auto Chipper and reward us with the chip's Head Start Strength and Head Start Defense. While the formula is useless to us since we don't deal damage ourselves, the latter is a nice reward. Then I immediately went to Choppy's Wood to take on the Auto Chipper there, and the result was the same. This time I was rewarded with Evercomet Week. Those 2 chips acquired, I made my way to the dusting fields to progress further. I was overconfident in the abilities of my B-Bytes. Their damage was not great enough for me to brute force my way through the game, and my team was being killed in the enemy encounters in Dusting Fields. I fled from the battle and encountered Phantom Freddy, who I added to my team. I quickly also acquired the Chip Quick Start party before fleeing the Dusting Fields. I needed my party to have ways of healing before I could think about challenging Bouncer, the boss of the Dusting Fields. Thankfully for me, Lolbit had another store set up near Lydigear Lake, selling med pods that healed you. While on my way there, I encountered Phantom Chica and added her to my team. Once there, I bought med pod 2 and finally had 4 bytes in my loadout. With these new additions, I was ready to deal with Bouncer in the Dusting Fields. Thankfully, the healing the med pod provided allowed me to beat Bouncer and progress onwards to Lydigear Lake. With how things happened in the Dusting Fields, I decided to prepare before entering, however. So I went and got the pearl buy from DD's fishing hole after fishing the pearl up for the 5th time, and used the money I had acquired to buy a defense upgrade from Mendo Endo's upgrade shop. This was a great decision, as while the bee bites didn't kill them quickly, the extra defense and healing I had acquired allowed enemies in Little Gear Lake to not deal a lot of damage to me. However, I then ran into Phantom Puppet, who proceeded to wipe the entire party, as I couldn't deal enough damage against him or defend enough damage against him. I realized that in order to deal with future character encounters and bosses, I'll need a better loadout of Chips and Bytes. So I went to the Pinwheel Circus and bought the cheapest UFO bite there, as that was all I could afford. The UFO bites are pretty similar to the bee bites, but instead of dealing around 10 to 25 damage like the bees, the UFOs deal 100 to 150 damage. In order to have the next UFO, I had to grind enough money to have 500 FAS tokens. So while grinding money, I decided to improve my chip loadout and get the chips located in the mines and dusting fields. These were the chips, auto gift boxes, and Ever Comet Strong. Ever Comet Strong is just a better version of Ever Comet Weak, so it's an easy replacement to have. Auto gift boxes imitates the move gift boxes, which gives my party a second life. This only applies to my first team, but it means that instead of having 8 characters, I technically have 12. Getting auto gift boxes was easy, but when I went to get Ever Comet Strong, I encountered the normal variant of the puppet and he wiped my team. What is the beef the puppets have with me in this challenge? Thankfully, it was easy to return the mine and fight the other eyesore for the Ever Comet Strong. I was then able to continue onwards. If I'm going to have any chance of completing this challenge in the future, I need to have the best chip loadout possible. However, these chips are located in the glitch world above the main world. To access them, you need to run against specific objects that then allow you to enter this world. The enemies located in these areas are extremely powerful, so fighting is not an option. Thankfully, I got the chip Run Luck earlier, which means I have a better chance of running away. With the chip equipped, I entered one of these areas of the glitch world to get the chip Auto Shield. This chip halves all damage to my party and will be necessary for 2 bosses later on. I managed to successfully get the chip, and on my way back to the exit I encountered Phantom Mangle. Luckily the fight wasn't too hard and I managed to unlock them. From now on I'm going to stop talking about the characters I unlock unless they pose a challenge. It was then easy to escape the glitch world. I made my way to the other entrance to the glitch world in the dusting fields to get Block Unscrew. His chip blocks all insta-kills in the game. This chip was easier to get, and with that I was done with the glitch world for the rest of the challenge. While doing all this, I had earned enough FAS tokens to buy the second UFO buy, only leaving 1 to go. At the second UFO buy, I challenged the Mad Endo nearby the Pinwheel Circus to get the chip Pizza Fury, which constantly throws pizzas at the enemies. It wasn't too much of an issue fighting Mad Endo, and I was able to unlock the chip. I then instantly started heading to the location of where the chip's Freddle's Fury was, as it was similar to Pizza Fury, but stronger. Once I arrived in the mine where it was, I defeated the Mad Endo blocking Freddle's Fury and got the chip and replaced Pizza Fury. With my new chips, I made it through Area 5 quite easily and made it to Area 6, unlocking the rest of Pinwheel Circus. Before continuing further using the enemies in the circus and Dee Dee's fishing holes, I grinded enough money to unlock the last UFO buy. While I did this, I also bought the first boss train buy and got the chip Find Characters to give me better odds at unlocking new characters. Before fighting Brown Boy, I went into one of the tents to fight the Mad Endo blocking the chip Curse Status, as this will be very important later on. Finally, using the new Chips and Bytes I had acquired, I defeated Brown Boy and entered the Pinwheel Funhouse where my new home would be for a couple hours. Okay, so there are 2 things that I need to grind for: money and characters. The Pinwheel Funhouse is the best place to do this in. I need way more money than I currently have in order to buy the best Endo upgrade and the remaining boss train bites. I need an astonishing 15,500 FAS tokens. I only have 673. Thankfully, there is a boss in here that will reward me with 1,000 FAS tokens upon defeating it. Then the characters I'll unlock will have more starting health than my current characters and will be easier to level up to increase said health. As well as one other thing, but I'll only resort to using that if I have to. So let the grind begin. After 4.5 hours of grinding, I finally had enough money and was able to buy everything I needed. I also had much stronger characters with higher health for the next bosses, so hopefully we'll be able to defeat the remaining bosses with our current loadout. To fight all the remaining bosses, we need to defeat Pork Patch to unlock the key that is behind him. When I entered this fight, it became apparent how strong my new loadout is now. Pork Patch was absolutely destroyed by the new bites I had acquired, and my defense upgrades prevented him from killing more than 3 lives out of the 12 I had. The first Switch Guardian boss I decided to tackle was Supergoon. Thankfully, with my loadout, I was able to easily defeat Supergoon and activate one of the switches. The next boss I tackled was Snowcone. Snowcone was easier than Supergoon, and I only lost a single life in that fight. After activating Snowcone's switch, I went to challenge Overclock. Overclock was even easier than Snowcone, as even though he attacked fast, sometimes he did no damage at all thanks to the defense upgrades I had acquired. His switch activated all that remained between me and the end of the game was Security and Scott. Before I entered the Security fight, I changed the loadout of my chips to include Curse status, which will lower security stats for 45 seconds. With that small change, I prepared myself for the fight. I was not even close. There's no way for me to beat security. I have the best bites and chips that the game has to offer. Well, all except one. Okay, remember the one other thing I said I'll only resort to unless necessary earlier? This is it. There is one more bite I can unlock that will go in a slot that doesn't affect my other 4. This bite is the Fan Bite. The Fan Bite has a 1 in 10 chance every 2 seconds to shoot around 20 lasers at the enemies, which deal 50 to 79 damage per hit. On top of that, the lasers have a 1 in 10 chance to have a critical hit, dealing an extra 1000 damage. This might be enough to help me beat Security and Scott. However, the reason I didn't get this beforehand is because unlocking it requires getting every character in the game. Now, I only have the Update 2 characters, Fredbear and Spring Bonnie left, but those last two are the rarest characters in the game, with my chance of counting them in the Pinwheel Funhouse being 0.77% for Fredbear and 0.38% for Spring Bonnie with the Fine Characters chip equipped. So, how long did it take me to get both of them? 2 hours? For Fredbear, yes, but Spring Bonnie, no. It took nearly 7 hours to get Spring Bonnie. Thankfully, after that, all that was left was getting the Halloween characters to get the fan fight. Strongest loadout I can possibly have in this challenge. I went to challenge security one last time. It's all or nothing now. If I fail, there's nothing I can do to beat it. So without further ado, here's a watch of the boss in full. to defeat security. Now there's only one obstacle left in my way of completing the game. The curator himself, Scott Cawthon. Just like with security, here is the battle in full. I wasn't even close. Scott absolutely massacred my team. All of them died and we didn't even make it to half health. There is no trump card for this. Unless I cheat my characters to have ridiculous health, this challenge is impossible. Even though this challenge was a bust, I'm very proud with how far I made it. This challenge has made me appreciate just how crucial Chips and Bytes are in helping you in battle. If you watched this video all the way through, I appreciate it. If you liked this video, then please subscribe to see more like it, as I have more challenge run ideas along with my usual content coming soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.